Welcome to the FX Options Weekly Outlook, a weekly podcast series hosted by Jason Ayres, a top instructor, trader, and founder of OptionSource.net. Join Jason as he discusses the latest trends in the Forex market with a look ahead on the US dollar versus the major currencies using the most commonly used technical indicators.
Well, hi there, and welcome to the ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for September 20th, 2010. As always, this is Jason Ayres of OptionSource.net. Let's start off with a weekly chart of the U.S. dollar index here. This is a great way to gain perspective as to how the U.S. dollar has been trading against a basket of currencies. Now, the dollar index closed last week on a negative note, but still remains within our 80-82 support zone on the weekly chart. Now, as long as this level holds, the 84-85 focal zone remains a key upside target. A break below 80 opens the window for an extended move lower down into the 77-78 focal zone. Taking a quick look at our daily chart here, we can see that the support level holds at 80.81. However, we do need to see a break above 82.5 to lend credibility to any U.S. dollar strengthening. Next up, the U.S. dollar versus the Canadian dollar is seen here in the ISE FX Options Pair Value CDD. While the CDD remains range-bound, a break below 102 opens the window for a move lower. However, as long as the level holds, we are likely to see another test of the 106-107 resistance zone. Next up, the YUK, the U.S. versus the Japanese yen. While the YUK made a big move higher last week, testing our 85-86 focal zone. We do suspect a retracement lower this week. However, if this 85-86 level holds as support, we will look to the 88-89 box as a logical upside target. Well, the U.S. dollar slid lower against the euro as the EUI is now testing the 76-77 focal zone, which is a measured retracement of the previous uptrend. We anticipate a bounce this week that may retest the 78-79 resistance level. Failure to hold at 76-77 is likely to slip all the way down to test support at 75. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar versus the British pound as seen here in the BPX. Well, the BPX slid lower last week and hovers just below our 64.5 focal zone. Now, failure to break back into this focal zone opens the window for an extended move down to test 62.5, 63 for support. A break above 64.5 opens the window for a tradable move higher. Well, the U.S. dollar continued to lose ground against the Australian dollar as the AUX slipped lower and spent most of the week consolidating in our 106-107 focal zone. We do suspect a bounce this week that should test 108-109 for resistance. Let's take a look at a few of our key points. First of all, the U.S. dollar index dipped lower earlier in the week, but spent the end of the week consolidating around 81.5, 82, which is a key support level and a measured retracement zone. We should see a bounce at this level. A break and close below 81.5 opens the window for a continuation lower. The CDD finished last week with a strong bounce. The pair continues to be range-bound with 106-107 posing a significant overhead resistance. The YUK jumped right into our 85-86 focal zone. We suspect some retracement after such a significant move. It is important to note that the downtrend that has been in place for so long has been broken. The EUI completely reversed at 79 and slid lower to test 76-77. This level is a key support. While we suspect a bounce higher, 75 provides a target for another leg lower. The BPX slipped lower but now tests a measured retracement zone at 64. Support at this present level and subsequent bounce here could be the start of another leg higher. And finally, the AUX hit our lower target at 105-106. We saw a strong bounce on Friday. A break above 106.5 should yield a move up to test resistance at 108-109. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for September 20th, 2010. As always, this is Jason Ayres of OptionSource.net. Thanks for joining me here this week. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary, visit www.fxoptions.com. Become an OptionSource.net member. Visit www.optionsource.net. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.